Hi, I'm Hannah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to share with you one of my favorite stamp organizational tips. I came up with this about a year ago and I thought of it because of my bullet journal. For those of you who've done a bullet journal before, you know that you start with a table of contents and you number all of your pages so that you can put anything throughout the book anywhere that you want and you can find it easily because of that table of contents. Okay, so here's what we have. This is a pretty big book. This is actually the second edition. The first one that I started was much smaller and I ran out of space, so I had to start over. But I took this book with this nice heavy paper and I created a table of contents, which does go on to the next page. And then I stamped every image that I have from my clear stamps. I think they're all in here. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just flipping through and showing you what I've done. I just want to start by saying I know I have a lot of stamps. For some of you, you'll be able to relate to the excess. For some of you, you might be thinking, girl, you have a little bit of a problem, but I love stamping. This is my hobby. This is what I spend my money on. So here's my book. This is an 8x10 mixed media mat, and I mentioned that I had done a smaller version first. So this one was 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and my table of contents and stuff, but this one filled up way too fast. This was 48 sheets. So this one's 60 and they're 8x10, and unfortunately a lot of these pages are already full too, but whenever I get a new set, I immediately take a picture and put it into my Airtable. That's how I keep track of which sets I have. And then I stamp it into this book. For my table of contents, since I'd already started one before, I kind of had an idea of which stamps I had a lot of and which categories to make. So if you consider something like this, you will definitely want to spend some time thinking about what kind of stamps do I own. If you have a lot of flower stamps, you might want to break it down by types of flowers. But for me, I have a lot of critters and I have a lot of things that go into the home. I just think it's really fun to set scenes. So just showing you mine here so you can maybe get some examples. Now you might notice something like this has 88,118. This is from the bullet journal world as well. So what happens if you run out of space on that page, then you just put the page that it continues on next to it. So you'll see that in a few places here. I think there was some over here too, yeah. So when I run out of space on a page, I just move to another free page. And this is not a work of art. This is not perfect. I dropped a stamp pad right here, and you'll probably see a lot of other things like that in here. And I'm definitely not going to flip through every page, but here's an example of a birds page. So let's say I'm working on a card and I need some birds. So I just flip open to this book. I just flip open to this page and I can see, okay, these are all the birds that I have. If I did another edition of this, I would break it down further into types of birds, but I had no idea how carried away with birds I was going to get. Here's a page where I have a bunch of the Peekaboo Pals. So Avery L is a stamp company that I really like. You're also going to see a lot of lawn fawn in here, a lot of kindred stamps, clearly besotted. I have tons of hero art stamps. We've got stamps from My Favorite Things, from the Sassy Club. I mean, there's all sorts of things in here. But how fun is it to take your new set and stamp it right away? I mean, as soon as I get a new set, the first thing I want to do is stamp it out. So I put them into this book. These are all waffle flower hamsters, by the way. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. These are clearly besotted. And then down here, we've got some lawn fawn stamps and some from Heffy Doodle. So there's a variety of things going on. And I like that I didn't choose to categorize these by the stamping companies because I like to mix and match my stamp sets. So I just combined everything together on these pages. Here's some fun food stamps. This one over here is all beverages. So we've got a wide variety of drinks and things here. But if I was going to make a card for someone that was for a party, or congratulations, or let's grab coffee, or let's have a tea party or something. I mean, I can flip to this and immediately see which stamps I have. Now this goes along with my Airtable. So I use Airtable to keep track of all the sets that I own so that I don't accidentally purchase any duplicates. I mean, not that I could ever purchase a duplicate stamp set because I've forgotten which ones I've bought. Oh yes, I've definitely done that. One thing you might notice is missing is sentiments. I chose early on that I was not going to put sentiments in this book just because that would be a lot more stamping, and I type all of my stamp sentiments into Airtable whenever I catalog my new set, so I can very quickly search for sentiments, and I really don't need to have them all stamped out. I hope you enjoyed my video today, and if it inspired you to create your own stamping catalog book, please let me know in the comments below. Or if you have another idea that you'd like to share for how you catalog your stamps, you can drop that in the comments too. I'll see you next time on Mostly Paper Crafts, and until then, have a great day and go make something beautiful.